What's up, guys? It's City MMA. Your boy Bryson here with
Joey.
And today we're breaking down UFC 326, Max Holloway versus Charles the Bronx Oliveira 2. This is going to be a great card. We're sorry we missed this past week. Never trust in Zell Huber again, but we're coming to bounce back. All right, guys. The first prelim we're breaking down first is Dante Johnson versus Cody Brundage. Brundage is coming in at plus 425. Dante Johnson minus 600. I really love Dante Johnson here. I think he showed his wrestling against Cedric Dumas. He looked really good there. Shoots super explosive takedowns, has insane athleticism and power. He lands 6.01 takedowns per 15 minutes on 100% takedown accuracy. I know we've only seen him in one fight and his Contender Series debut, so the stats could be a little skewed, but I just like Johnson here a lot. He's the younger guy. Brundage is on a 3-fight losing streak. I think he's lost 5 out of his last 6, too, so if he loses this one, he's out. I know he's good in the clinch and, likes to keep his opponents against the cage, but he has that quitter in him, and I just don't believe in Brundage anymore, and I think Johnson's coming in a spot on a pay-per-view BMF card, and he's going to get a knockout and a big explosive highlight to boost his career here. Who do you got, Joey?
Yeah, guys, Cody Brundage, he's a vet of the sport, but I just think Dante Johnson in this spot looks a lot better, especially with Brundage's last fight being late January and him hopping back in at the start of March. Not a good look, especially coming off a KO. Dante Johnson, he lands 3.34 significant strikes per minute on a 64% significant strike accuracy, which is insane. Brundage, on the other hand, has solid offensive wrestling and lands 1.87 takedowns per 15 minutes, but only on a 44% accuracy, guys. And sometimes you can see on the ground, he can get reversed to the bottom, and like Bryson said, he's got that quitter in him. I never like to bet on fighters who just give up on themselves. So I got Dante Johnson money line in this fight and Dante Johnson KO, maybe second round. All right, guys, next up, we got a bantamweight matchup between Cody Garbrandt and Zhao Long. Zhao Long coming in at a minus 150 favorite and Cody Garbrandt at a plus 125 dog. Guys, Cody Garbrandt, he's a vet of the sport, has super smooth boxing with super fast hands, has fought people like Dom Cruz and you name it, guys. Crazy takedown defense at 83%. And Zhao Long, he's kind of a newer contender, up-and-comer. He gives pretty good forward pressure and has a really good clinch game on him. He throws some nice knees and elbows in the clinch. I think Cody Garbrandt got this one, guys, at dog money. I know he's a little older than Zhao Long, but I just see him, styling on him a little bit, showing the veteran pedigree he has over Zhao Long, and he just winning probably a decision. So I got Cody Garbrandt money line and Cody Garbrandt decision in this one on a long shot. But who you got, Bryson?
Yeah, I'm also going Cody no love. I just think his hands are cleaner. Zhao Long's going to want us, he plays into the crowd a lot when you watch him. So I think he's going to play right into Garbrandt's game plan and he's going to get him. He can mix in his wrestling. Does have good wrestling for sure, Zhao Long. But Garbrandt showed even against Honey Barcelos that he could transition and pop back up. I mean, that was a tough fight for him stylistically. He's fought elite competition, like Joey was saying. And now Zhao Long off a loss against Lee. He's going to have to fight a better guy, arguably, in Garbrandt right now. So he also has 59% significant strike defense, Garbrandt. Moves his head really well. He has a little low volume, but he has moments. And if he can hurt Zhao Long even once in this fight, I could see him putting him out or getting a split decision or a decision in general. Zhao Long's going to be there. His gas tank does fade a little late. Like Joey said, good clinch game. 50% significant strike defense for him. He definitely leaves himself out there to get tagged. And I think Cody can just take advantage of that. I think playing in front of a crowd, too, that's going to play into Cody's favor. So give me Cody at dog money plus 125. I think that's a steal of a play, and I would definitely think of putting him on a parlay if I were you guys. All right, guys, to open up the main card, we got a middleweight matchup between Gregory Rodriguez and Bruno Ferreira. This is actually their second time fighting. Ferreira's coming in at plus 165. Rodriguez is minus 200. This is a tough fight for me to pick, but I do like Rodriguez. I think him stepping up, fighting Jack Hermanson. He had another fight after that one, and then he also fought Cannonier. I mean, I really like Rodriguez. He has that one punch KO power. He does a good job at getting you up against the clinch, and when he rips to the body, I mean, he does it really good. He can mix in his wrestling too and good jiu-jitsu. He lands 1.93 takedowns per 15 minutes on 39% takedown accuracy. I know it's not great, but when Rodriguez gets you down there, he can land some nasty ground and pound or look for a submission. He does good at engaging in the clinch, pushing opponents against the fence. I just really like Rodriguez a lot. I think Ferreira, yeah, he beat Vettori, but Vettori at this point we all kind of know is like a punching bag. He's just, I don't know, there's something in him that maybe he doesn't want it anymore. But Ferreira's shown to have improved cardio and footwork, which cardio has been his issue for a while, kind of first round finish or bust. And in their first fight, Rodriguez was kind of winning it until he wasn't. Ferreira just caught him with the overhand counter, and that's one thing about Rodriguez. He definitely leaves his chin in the air. But Bruno has 23% takedown accuracy. He shoots really sloppy takedowns, so I see him keeping this on the feet, and I feel like Rodriguez is going to grapple and wrestle a lot more in this rematch. So I'm really interested how it plays out, but give me Rodriguez at minus 200. I don't blame you if you play Ferreira at plus money in the rematch, but give me Rodriguez. Who do you got, Joey?
Yeah, guys, this is going to be a fun fight, especially for a rematch, but I just think, Ferreira, he does have really good BJJ, but his takedown defense is pretty poor at 61%. He does have those big-time power shots, like Bryson was saying, hit Rodriguez with the overhand to get him out of there last time, but I think Rodriguez has gained that one-punch KO power now, and he also has some solid BJJ in the bag as well. So I'm picking Gregory Rodriguez money line in this fight. And even though Ferreira does have improved footwork and whatnot, I do think Rodriguez just gets it done here. I'm going Rodriguez money line and Rodriguez by KO, maybe late. But Ferreira is a pretty good fighter. All right, guys. Next up, we got a lightweight matchup between Drew Dober and Michael Johnson. Drew Dober coming in at a plus 120 dog, and Michael Johnson at a minus 140 favorite. Guys, Drew Dober, I saw him in his last fight. Crazy knockout. It did take him a little bit of time because he got his leg chewed up a little bit. Great fighter all in all. He comes out blazing super early, has some big power in his hands. But Michael Johnson, on the other hand, he has good, sharp technical boxing and throws some powerful low kicks, which Dober has struggled with in the past. Fought crazy comp as well. But, Dober, if he can make this fight really ugly, he does really good in like a dirty boxing sort of fight. 8 out of his 10 fights haven't gone the distance. So, he's a kill or be killed type of guy. I'm going to take a shot in the dark here. I don't know if Bryson's going to be with me on this one, but I'm going with my boy Drew Dober. He's got the Mog face or whatever, but I think he's just going to get it done, make it look ugly, and find a way to win here. So I got Dober money line in this fight and KO if you're feeling crazy. Who you got, Bryson?
This is a close one. Johnson's on a 3-fight win streak, and we're actually getting him at a good price. So I don't know. I'm thinking Dober, but I'm also thinking Johnson. I would probably just play this fight till won't go the distance. I think someone's definitely getting finished. Johnson looked good against Zellhuber, but then we saw King Green, what he just did to Zellhuber. So how good really is he? He fought Diego Ferreira, and then that Omen Atazar guy, that guy was trash. Drew Dober, he's fighting John Silva, Moicano. Just as of late, Dober's been fighting the better guys, and his last fight, that guy was really bad, Kyle Prepolak, and then we saw BSD handle him too. But I don't know. I could see Dober maybe getting a knockout and a crazy upset here. I know the number wouldn't be crazy, but I don't know. I think Johnson, 39 years old. I know we keep saying about this about him, but he just keeps proving us wrong. He has super good, sharp, technical boxing. Tags at the body very well. Good takedown defense at 81%. I don't think he has to worry about that. Dober lands 4.52 significant strikes per minute on 41% significant strike accuracy. He also has bad takedown defense at 58%, but I'd be shocked if Johnson shot on him. Like Joey said, he's going to want to make it ugly, some dirty boxing, and I could see Dober maybe getting a round 1, round 2 finish. I'm really interested with this fight, but I would definitely play the won't go the distance. I don't see this going all 3. All right, guys, we got the featured fight of the night, a fun bantamweight matchup. This fight was actually scheduled a couple cards ago, but Raul pulled out. So we got Rob Font versus Raul Rosas Jr. Rosas Jr. is coming in at minus 220, and Rob Font is plus 180. I really like Raul here. I think Font with the 43% takedown defense, just very bad. Rosas is constantly chain wrestling. He's just like Merab, essentially, like same division too. I totally got his age wrong there, but I don't know why, but I put 31 for Rosas. He's definitely not 31. I think he's like 22 or 21. Still very raw with his boxing, though. Shows to have really good chain wrestling. Lands 4.01 takedowns per 15 minutes on 41% takedown accuracy. You know the story with Rob Font. Really good, sharp technical boxing. We actually saw him get that split decision over Matsumoto in Seattle last year, which, I don't know if you guys have been following, but we are going to UFC Seattle, me and Joey. Pfeiffer versus Adesanya. We can't wait. We're going to be sitting kind of right by each other as well, so that will be really fun. But yeah, just like Rosas here, younger guy. I can only imagine he's getting better. He's training with a lot of good gyms. Font's just getting old, 38. How much does he really have left in the tank? And I think Rosas is going to win a decision, just holding him down a little longer. Who do you got here, Joey?
Yeah, guys, it's going to be a fun fight. Rob Font, he's a very sharp technical boxer. Times his counter punches super well, but like Bryson said, his takedown defense is horrible at 43%. He does have a pretty good gas tank, so he probably won't get finished unless Rosas finds a sub. He puts together good boxing combos, but I don't think that's really going to matter. Like Bryson had said, Rosas is younger, coming into his own with his striking, but when he gets top control, guys, you're not getting out of it. And also, Rob Font has a really bad get-up game as well. So I got Rosas in this fight. I think, he just comes out super fast in the first round and could probably even tire out Rob Font, not have him have any like underhooks or anything like that going into round 2 and 3 with his takedown defense, which he probably won't have anyways. So I got Rosas money line and maybe Rosas decision or sub if you're feeling super, super crazy. But decision and Rosas money line are my picks.
And I do like what Joey was saying, how he comes out fast in the first round. I think if Rosas goes up 1-0 early, it's going to be real tough for Font to win 2 and 3. So even if Rosas loses the second, he could get the third, or if he just goes 2-0, Font's going to have to go for broke and look for a finish.
All right, guys, we got the co-main event of the evening, a middleweight matchup between Caio Barrio and Reinier de Ridder. Reinier de Ridder at a plus 225 dog and Caio Barrio at a minus 275 favorite. Guys, I watched Reinier de Ridder's last fight, probably 1 or 2 rows back. It was terrible, guys. He was dominating that first round, came out with a lot of energy, and he gave up on himself. His coaches gave up on him. It was terrible. Caio in his last fight, he didn't look great, but he did fight some pretty good comp against Imavov and whatnot. He has good defensive boxing. He keeps his hands up all the time. Reinier de Ridder, on the other hand, he has great judo and trips, and he's really good in like the Muay Thai clinch. He throws really good elbows, throws really good knees. He does have really poor head movement, and he lands 2.20 significant strikes per minute on a 57% significant strike accuracy, which is pretty crazy. I got Caio Barrio in this fight, guys. I think he gets it done. At times he point fights too much, but I think he gets it done, and I think he will knock out Reinier de Ridder just with that quitter in him. I don't see any way Reinier de Ridder wins, and I got Barrio money line, and maybe look for Barrio KO in this fight just because it's a 3-rounder, And I think maybe late second, early third. Who you got, Bryson?
I also like Caio Bahario here. I'll be honest, pre-tape, I was thinking Rainier de Ritter. And then after I watched it, I was like, Caio did some things that I was impressed by. He looks good. Like Joey said, he does point fight too much, but I think this will be a perfect matchup for him to do that. He's going to keep the range, keep the jab going. He times his shots really well, too. De Ritter's going to do everything in his power to get this fight to the ground, and I think 30% takedown accuracy is not going to do it against a grappler and good takedown defense in Bahario. Bahario can wrestle, too. That's what people don't know. He has a 48% takedown accuracy. Lands 1.28 takedowns per 15 minutes. I really do like Caio. He is at a 3-inch reach disadvantage, and De Ritter's taller, 3 inches. But I think Caio's going to come in with a good game plan out of the Fighting Nerds and bounce back. I think he might even hurt De Ritter here. I just think it's going to be hard. Like Joey said, and he was there in Canada, seeing De Ritter, quit and his coaches. I don't think it's a good thing. I even saw on Submission Radio that podcast when he interviewed De Ritter. De Ritter said after that he was getting blood work done by the UFC PI and his doctors. He said it was tired to just get up the stairs, guys. And I think that's pretty concerning. He does have the jiu-jitsu, transitions well when he gets top control, but I don't see that happening. So if this is a 3-round fight where it's just standing, I think Caio's going to put the better boxing combos together. And another thing, Joey said he keeps that high defensive guard. That's what I love about Caio. I don't think he's going to get tagged. So give me Caio Bahario, and he's going to be our second leg on the parlay at minus 275. I forgot to tell you guys, Dante Johnson is going to be our first leg at minus 600. Our bad. We broke that one down a little quick and just forgot. So right now we got Dante Johnson minus 600 and Caio Bahario minus 275. You guys probably can guess. The third leg's coming up. All right, guys. Now we got the main event of the evening. The BMF Championship. The baddest motherfucker. It's a lightweight bout. We got Charles Oliveira versus Max Holloway. Max is coming in at minus 210. Charles plus 170. So, guys, I'm taking Max here. Max is going to be our last leg. So, we got Dante minus 600, Caio minus 275, and Max at minus 210. This one's going to be a good parlay for y'all. We got some better numbers here. So, the reason I'm picking Max Holloway, excellent footwork, slick movement. He lands 7.20 significant strikes per minute on 48% significant strike accuracy. By the way, he has the record for most significant strikes ever landed in the UFC history. Since he's moved up to 155, he went up to 55 for the BMF against Gaethje, knocked him out that last second. We all know the story and highlight on UFC 300. Then he fought Topuria, who also went up eventually in weight. But if we're being honest, guys, who gave Topuria a better fight than Max? Yes, Max got knocked out. You could be like, Josh Emmett was getting 10-7 in some rounds, so let's stop that. Max gave him the toughest fight. He was the most skilled fighter. He fought, at the time, I think Volk is proven that too, but, Volk at the time, he caught him at a right time. And then he comes up again, and now he just beat Dustin Poirier, was dropping him. I think Max has a clear power upgrade going to lightweight, and I think it's going to be too much for Charles. Obviously, Charles, elite jiu-jitsu specialist, my bad, guys. He has the most submissions in UFC history, lands 2.22 takedowns per 15 minutes on 40% takedown accuracy. We've never really seen Charles, though, wrestle to get it to the ground besides the second Michael Chandler fight. He kind of just has these opportunistic kind of ways. It will either be against the fence, or if he grabs your neck the right way, he's just going to pull the guillotine like Poirier. But I just love Max's combos. I really think he's going to hit him early. It's crazy. He's the taller guy, but he actually has a big reach disadvantage. Charles at 74, Max at 69 inches. But I think Max is just going to come out, be too quick, and be a little less damaged goods than Charles. Both have fought to Poirier. I'm not saying MMA math works out, but I just really like Max here. He backs up straight. in front of his opponents at times, though. That is one thing. If Charles can catch him with a big hand and then drop him, but I just don't see it happening. Max has an iron chin. So I'm going Max, guys. Who do you got, Joey? This is an intriguing matchup.
Yeah, this is a great fight. I love both guys in this spot, guys. Charles, like Bryson said, most submissions in UFC history. He's a dog. You can never count him out. That Sarukian fight was crazy. He attempts 2.6 subs per 15 minutes, which is insane. But like Bryson said, he hasn't ever really chain wrestled to get to a takedown until that last Chandler fight. And also, he got cracked by Chandler. He actually got dropped by Chandler. I don't even know anyone who's done that in the past 3-4 years, because Chandler is obsessed with righty McGregor or whatever. But Oliveira on the ground, he's a beast. But with the Poirier fight, I think his chin is starting to fade a little bit, guys. Unfortunately, he does throw some clean straight shots, and I wish I could pick Charles in this spot. But Holloway, he's a different type of animal, guys. 59% significant strike defense, which is insane. That knockout on Gaethje is also insane, especially with how that's aged. Gaethje's the champ now or whatever. But Holloway, he throws a ton of clean boxing combos, and his takedown defense is 83%, guys. I don't think Charles is going to get him down. And if it is something like that, I think Max will be on top, and then he'll just push him off and have him stand up again. He is the BMF for a reason, you know what I mean? I think he's going to dominate this fight. I think I got Max Holloway. I definitely know I got Max Holloway by money line, but look for that KO, guys. Charles, I see if you want to bet him just because of most subs, but the only way you could bet him is by sub. I don't think Charles is getting Max down at all. I think Max is just going to dominate this whole fight, and give me Max money line, Max KO late in a 5-rounder. If Chandler's cracking that chin, guys, Holloway is going to destroy it, especially with what Poirier just did not even 6 months ago. So I got Max money line and Max KO in this fight.
And like Joey was saying too, is Max is going to win the moments here. Max can win by KO or by decision. In reality, we're only seeing Charles sub here for Charles's way, and that's going to be a lot harder for him to get to than what Max is going to do. If this goes 25 minutes, who doesn't think Max is going to win this fight? He's just going to put out the more volume, have the bigger moments, and win the minutes. And yeah, I think Charles has to get a sub round 1 or 2, and if it goes past that, Max is just going to glide to a decision or knock him out late.
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Rain City MMA. We appreciate all the support, the likes, subscribes, any interaction with our video. I'm sorry about Zahuber last week, guys, but we've been on a run. We're 2 for 3. We're going to go 2 for 4, or 3 for 4, sorry about that. And we got a 3-leg parlay cooked up for you. This one's going to be crazy, guys. So we got Johnson at -600, second leg Bahario at -275, and last leg Holloway at -210. Lock it in, and we'll see you at the cash counter. Let's go, guys, for the BMF belt.